My grandma thinks the world is broken. And honestly, I get it. She says everything used to cost nothing and now it's chaos, and somehow it's always someone else's fault. Government, economy, neighbors, literally anyone but herself. She can go on for hours without fixing a single thing. And that's when it hit me. This isn't just her. Most people live like this without even noticing. They focus on everything they cannot control at all and ignore the few things that could actually change everything. That small mistake quietly ruins their entire life direction. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Imagine two people running the same exact business. Same problems, same stress, same opportunity in front of them. But one spends all day blaming everything around him. Customers are bad, market is bad, everything is bad. The other one asks a much harder question. How can I improve so people actually want this? That question requires effort, discipline, and brutal honesty. And your brain hates that kind of responsibility because blaming others feels easier than fixing yourself. That's why most people stay stuck for years. So here's the first shift that changes everything. Stop reacting and start taking control of your actions, because your life changes the moment you take responsibility. Habit 1, be proactive. Now let me ask you something a little uncomfortable. Imagine attending your own funeral one day. People are gathered, talking about the life you lived, and then you see something that stops you completely. The person in the coffin is you. Now listen carefully to what people are saying. Was he kind, reliable, someone people truly respected, or someone who always delayed and played everything safe? Did he actually live or just exist comfortably? This question hits harder than most people expect because it forces you to face your current direction. Are your actions today matching the person you want to become, or are you just drifting without a clear destination? Most people never think this far ahead in life. They just react, survive, and repeat the same patterns daily. And years later, they wonder why nothing really changed. That's the cost of living without a clear vision. So here's what you need to start doing differently. Decide who you actually want to become in the future. Be specific, not vague like most people usually are, because vague goals create vague results every single time. Clarity gives your life direction and purpose instantly, and once you see it, your decisions start changing automatically, because now you know where you're actually going. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Now let me ask you something simple but uncomfortable. What are the most important things in your life right now? Health, family, growth? That's what most people say. No one ever says scrolling or wasting time online. But now look at how you actually spend your day. Hours on your phone, random tasks, constant distractions everywhere. And somehow the important things keep getting delayed again. Workout? Later. Family time? Later. Your goals? Later. And that later slowly becomes never without you noticing. That's the gap between what you say and what you do. And that gap quietly destroys your future over time. Because priorities are not what you say, they are what you do. Your calendar reveals the truth you try to ignore. So if something matters, it needs a place in your schedule. Not someday, not later, but planned and protected time. Because if you don't control your time, something else will. And usually it's the least important things that take over. So start putting important things first, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like doing them at all. Because discipline is choosing what matters over what feels easy. This is where your life starts to shift direction. Small decisions repeated daily create massive long-term change. And suddenly, you're no longer reacting, you're actually living intentionally. That's when everything starts to feel more in control. Habit 3. Put first things first. Most people think life is a competition where someone must lose.
If I win, you lose. That's the mindset most people carry. But that thinking limits how far you can actually go. Let me show you a smarter way to play this game. Imagine two creators with the same size audience. One promotes the other, sharing value with his audience, and suddenly both of them start growing faster together. Now compare that to someone trying to bring others down, leaving bad reviews, spreading negativity, hoping to win alone. That mindset keeps you small, even if you think you're winning. Because real growth comes from creating value, not destroying others. Win-win means both sides walk away better than before. And that creates trust, which opens even bigger opportunities. Because people remember how you make them feel, not just what you take from them. So stop thinking in terms of winning at someone else's expense and start thinking about how both sides can benefit. Because the best opportunities come from collaboration, not competition. That shift alone can completely change your results in life. And suddenly, you're not limited by what you can do alone. You become part of something much bigger and more powerful. And that's where real leverage starts to show up, because together you can reach places you never could alone. This is the mindset that separates average from truly effective people. Habit 4. Think win-win. Most people listen just enough to reply, not to understand. They're already preparing their answer while you're still talking. And that's why most conversations lead to misunderstanding, because no one actually feels heard anymore. But everything changes when you truly listen first, when you try to understand before trying to be understood. People open up, trust builds, communication becomes easier instantly. Because feeling understood is more powerful than being right, and that alone can change your relationships completely. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then be understood. Now imagine two people trying to reach something alone, both failing, both frustrated, both limited by themselves. But together, suddenly they can reach far beyond limits. That's synergy. The whole becomes greater than individual parts. It's not just teamwork, it's smart collaboration with purpose. And when done right, results multiply faster than expected. So always look for opportunities to build something together, because alone you're limited. Together, you're exponentially stronger. Habit 6. Synergize. A man kept cutting a tree without sharpening his tool. Hours passed, but progress stayed painfully slow. Someone said, "Sharpen it." He replied, "I don't have time." And that's exactly what most people do daily, ignoring health, learning, and growth while chasing constant output. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw. So what did we actually learn from all this today? 7 habits that quietly control the direction of your life. Be proactive, start with vision, and protect your priorities. Think win-win, understand deeply, and build with others. And never forget to invest in yourself consistently. Because watching this is easy, applying it changes everything. So don't scroll. Take one habit and start today, because small actions repeated daily create powerful transformation. And that's how ordinary people become highly effective. Now the question is, will you actually do it?